Hello everyone and welcome to Gatwick North Terminal. I hope you're having a great day, and today we are taking Gatwick's fourth busiest route, operating 56 flights per week with Easyjet and British Airways. Have you guessed it yet? Yeah, you're right, it's none other than Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. Today we're heading out to Amsterdam, one of the busiest airports in Europe. So yeah, let's go. As of 2022, Amsterdam Schiphol Airport is Europe's fourth busiest airport, behind Istanbul, London Heathrow and Paris Charles de Gaulle, and the world's 14th busiest airport. It first opened in 1916, which makes it the 6th oldest airport in Europe. It serves as KLM's hub, Netherlands flag carrier, and is by a lot of people considered as one of the best airports in the world. So let's find out. So it is currently 11:45, and so what we are going to do is we're going to go straight through security. That way it's done, because there's nothing to do landside anyways. There's a lot more stuff to do airside. There are a couple of shops landside, but there's nothing like really interesting compared to airside. So yeah, so we're going to do that, and yeah, so let's go. Right, so now through security, fairly easy as always. Here's our flight. So we will have our flight infos at 1, and it's currently 12. So we have an hour to kill. So what we'll do is go to the WH Smith, get a couple of drinks, a couple of snacks, and then we'll probably head to the Sky Bridge to do a bit of plane spotting, just because it's something to do. But first we have to go through Stinky Alley, which is the world duty free. So yeah, so let's go. So what I love about Gatwick is that it's very straightforward. So like as you enter the terminal, you're like straight at the entrance of the security thing, and then security itself is really easy in my opinion, and it's just very well organized, which makes it easy to go through. And then you get to this huge waiting area basically with ranges of shops, from like bookshops to food shops and even toy shops sometimes. And it's just the design of this airport is absolutely amazing. It fascinates me really, and yeah, it is just absolutely amazing. And after doing a quick stop at Pret a Manger to get myself this beautiful salmon cream sandwich, we stopped somewhere where we could see this beautiful Air China A330-200, and I was just in time to see it push back. On my way to the Sky Bridge, I saw this Delta 767-300ER. The last time Delta was at Gatwick was 15 years ago. We then headed to the end of the Sky Bridge, where we had this beautiful panoramic view of the runway here at Gatwick, and here are a couple of highlights. When spotting at the end of the Sky Bridge, we did see our aircraft land and do a beautiful touchdown. And so our gate has just been announced, and luckily for us, since we're towards the hundreds gates, the aircraft has parked there, because EasyJet park at 2 different places at Gatwick. So the 100 gates, which are down there, and then the 400 and 500 gates, which are like over there. We can't really see it, but like, hold on a second. But anyway, like the gates on the other side of the Sky Bridge, and so luckily he's parked at the Sky Bridge, which means that we don't have to walk all the way back down the airport, to get to the aircraft. So yeah, so I did see it land. So we are flying on a beautiful Neo livery, absolutely stunning. And yeah, and so we're going to head down to the gate in a couple of minutes. So let's head to the gate. Right, so we are here at gate 107. Our aircraft is right out here. We are flying on Oscar Echo Lima Sierra Papa, which is actually a 4-month-old aircraft, Airbus A320neo, and it is fitted with the special Neo sticker, which is actually very rare. First time flying on a special Easyjet livery, so really excited. So yeah, we should be boarding relatively soon. Also, I do have a fun fact about Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. most of the Netherlands, the airport is under sea level, and Amsterdam Airport is actually 11 feet under the sea level, which is also 3 meters, which is just amazing. Right, anyway, so we're about to board now, so I'll see you on the aircraft. Right, so now on board we are at seat 7A. So boarding was normal, actually really fast compared to other experiences I've had. Obviously we had speedy boarding as well, so that helps massively. Right, so like any seats, my seat is featured with a tray table. You can actually extend as well. Then we've got a little bit of marketing stuff. Then in the seat back pocket we have a magazine for the shop, the onboard shop. We have the safety card, the nice little vomit bag, and then a decent amount of legroom despite the fact that they're a low-cost airline, and obviously a great view of the engine, which is obviously the A320neo engine, which is just beautiful. And not long after boarding, we started our pushback and taxi down to runway 26 left. Today we took off on runway 26 left out of Gatwick. We then made a right turn towards the south of London and then flew all the way above Southend Sea and across the North Sea, all the way to Amsterdam. We landed at Amsterdam runway 27. Flight time was about 51 minutes, cruising at 23,000 feet. Right, so airborne out of London Gatwick. Takeoff was brilliant. Didn't have a lot of weight. We did get undercut by about 2 to 3 aircraft, but nothing too major. So flight time is about 45 minutes. Honestly, I reckon the taxi at Amsterdam might actually be longer than the actual flight time, which is quite ironic. Especially if we land on the far side, on the far runway, that would be extremely long. And so yeah, so flight time shouldn't be too long. We should be in the ground in about 45 minutes, as I said. So yeah, so just basically a normal routine flight. So yeah. So as it is lunchtime, obviously I have to eat, and so I have this prêt à manger Scottish smoked salmon and cream. Absolutely delicious, I absolutely love it. So we are going to have a little bites of it. I absolutely love smoked salmon, it's so delicious. So here it is. Very good. I love salmon, so very good. I highly recommend it. So there was actually some form of flight entertainment service on board this aircraft, but you had to do it on your phone. And so there was actually a radar with your flight on it. You also had a bunch of games, very like low quality games. They even buffered a bit, but yeah. There was also the shop where you could buy online the stuff that was on the catalog, and then there was also drinks where you could decide again via your app if you wanted to drink or eat food as well. And yeah, and so I just didn't know that feature, I didn't know this feature existed on the aircraft, so yeah.
hope you had a pleasant life with us this afternoon. I wish you an enjoyable stay. Dus als je vanuit de cockpit gezag worden, gaan we over een paar minuten met de afstand.
One thing that absolutely shocks me with this flight is that we probably took off about 20 minutes ago, I'd say, maybe 25, barely, and the captain just announced that we were already starting our initial descent. We can still see the English coast, and we already started our descent. It's just, it's absolutely amazing. It's like, the flight is so short. It's unbelievable. And then not long after, we were approaching the end of our descent, and we were approaching final of runway 27. So, welcome to Amsterdam, everyone. So, the flight was absolutely amazing. The really short, surprisingly short, actually. Service was great. The crew was absolutely amazing. It was actually a Dutch-based crew. The landing itself was not too bad. Well, quite hard, but he hit the touchdown zone, so that's good. And so yes, the plan is, since it's the first time I'm actually at such a big airport, at basically an international airport other than Gatwick, we're going to spend quite a fair bit of time here. So like around an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, just because like anywhere you go, you just have views of the aircraft. Like for example, there's a KLM 777-300ER there, and I've never seen a well, except for when I went plane spotting at Heathrow, I've never seen a 777-300ER that close. I've never seen a KLM 777-300ER anyways. And so yeah, and so there's just loads of them all over the airport and loads of windows like that. And we're just going to spend time here. So yeah, so we'll do that. We'll just basically like go around the airport for like 2 hours. And then our trip is not even done, because we then have to take a 2-hour-long train up to where the friend we're staying at lives. So yeah, so our trip is not done yet, but we're just gonna take the time to enjoy these beauties, these bad boys. We'll basically try to spend the most time possible at the airport. There is a train leaving at it's currently like around 4, I think. Or it's 4:30 local time, and so there's a train leaving at 7 local time. So yeah, so basically we have up until 7 maximum just in the airport, and just basically plane spotting from the airport. So yeah, so let's just wander around and explore the airport. So we are now 2 hours, yes, probably 2 hours after I last did an update for you guys, and you've seen like the little montage of all the planes I've seen. And yes, I'm literally 2 hours afterwards, and if you know Amsterdam well, you know that there are like multiple areas, like multiple, let's say, concourses. So you know there's like the G's, it goes basically from B all the way to G, and so I've done the G's, the F, the E's and the D's, all of these gates basically. And so like honestly, I think I've walked about like maybe close to like 2, maybe even 3 kilometers by that point, and it's just absolutely massive. So I think now, since I've finished the D's, I'm not going to go to the C and the D and the B's. I think we're just going to get on the train. I think that's just the easiest. So yeah, so now it's time to get on the train and get onto that 2.5-hour train ride all the way up to Groningen. Right, and so finally, after probably about 3 hours after we landed, we are finally outside Schiphol Airport. So yeah, so finally outside a bit. I did drag my entire family through the airport for like 3 hours, and they are properly pissed, but anyway. One thing is cool is that when we go outside, control tower, which is quite cool, and then if you go all the way over there, hold on a second. So yeah, and so I'm going to show you something that is over there, but while I'm walking, I want to talk to you a little bit about the airport basically. The airport is massive, really. It's absolutely huge. And one thing about this country is that cannabis is actually legal here, and literally as soon as we came out of this airport, as soon as we went into the outside world, as soon as we got into the smoking area, wow, it smelled like straight away. Like there was no doubt that was it. So yeah, so, and you can still smell it there, even though there's no smoking areas here. I can just smell it just because it's legal, so people like it. So that's what I wanted to show you. It's I Amsterdam, which is a good little, like, you know, like a word game basically. And yeah, I just want to show you that. And yeah, so Amsterdam airport outside. I've seen you before. So we've actually got, by the way, 2 control towers. This is the, like, for the arrivals and departures, and then that's for the taxi tower, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, and that's just great. So yeah, so now I'm about to head back because we've got a train to catch and it's leaving in about 15 minutes, and we definitely don't want to miss that. So yeah.
Really weird, aren't they?
Right, and so now we are in the train. Now, unfortunately, I am doing this video, this is part of the video, in the toilet, because we are sitting, without knowing, there's actually a silent place in the train, which is basically like a place where you're not allowed to talk, for like people to read or whatever, or work. And so I can't do my video there because obviously I'm talking really loudly. But yeah, so I'm in the toilets, and yeah, and so we are on the train, and so I don't know if you saw from that clip when the train was arriving, so I'm going to put a much clearer image there. But this train is probably one of the weirdest trains I've ever seen. So basically there's this gap at the front, or like this door, that allows you to go from one carriage to the other basically, and then the cockpit, where the guy drives the train, is above that. And it's one of the weirdest trains I've ever seen. And it's just so weird. I don't really know how to describe it. Yeah, it's just really weird. So yeah, so we're on the train that will take us up to Groningen. We have about like an hour and 45 minutes left. So the total trip is about 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. And yeah, and so we are on our way to Groningen, and yeah. Right, and so we are here at Groningen. So train ride was alright, a bit long, and obviously since we were, as I said, in the silence room, obviously we couldn't really talk a lot, so I ended up watching some Netflix on my phone or whatever. But yeah, the train ride itself wasn't that bad. It was just normal basically. So yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this trip report. If you like these types of videos, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It would really help me out a lot. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.